There are certain games out there where from the moment they start, you immediately know you're playing something special. Something about the presentation, tone, characters, or gameplay hooks you and you can't put it down. This is the feeling I got with video game Fables the moment I started it. The game is an adventure RPG inspired by genre staples like Dragon Quest, but video game Fables sets itself apart from the pack by knowing its limitations and using them to its advantage, and also implementing a simple yet super fun and addictive gameplay mechanic that keeps your attention in every battle, both minor and major. But I'll get back to that last part soon. First, let's talk about what I mean when I say the game knows its limitations and uses them to enhance the experience. Looking at video game Fables, the first thing you notice is the simplistic but vivid art style and presentation. This game doesn't have the budget of a Final Fantasy or anything, so it uses what it has at its disposal to create memorable moments and keep the player's attention. The character's eyes dart around and are very expressive despite being black rectangles. The camera shifts and cuts away at the right times to create dramatic or comedic effect with almost surgical precision and accuracy. There's fourth wall breaking moments that never feel out of place and make sense with the game's presentation. Like one of the main characters getting thrown in jail, but she just turns sideways since she's 2D and slides through the bars and walks out. And that's another thing, this game is laugh out loud hilarious. From moments like the one I just described to the fact when you shop you're not exchanging your money for the clerk's wares, but instead giving him currency to be sacrificed in a ritual to materialize the items in the world. I had a constant smile on my face playing the demo, and despite how simplistic each character is, I felt some attachment to each. Princess Aru is supposed to be the typical damsel in distress princess that the hero is supposed to save, but she has no interest in playing the role and just leaves mid-kidnapping. Nate is literally some random guy that was driving a carriage and got the opportunity to go on an adventure, so he took it. And Tater is the reserved and shy son of the villain that was trying to kidnap Princess Aru. To call them an unlikely group of heroes would be an understatement, but they somehow fit together really well. Now, like I said earlier, video game Fables isn't a slouch in the gameplay department either. Battles are turn-based and enemies will spawn on the map periodically, giving you the option to battle or ignore them as you wish. You can attack, cast magic, or use items, but the element that takes battles to another level is the critical hit system. Now, when you think of critical hits, you likely imagine an attack just doing bonus damage. But video game Fables takes it beyond that, making crits more of a resource to manage. Whenever you land an attack on an enemy, there's a chance you'll gain a crit point. Having this crit point will allow you to cast certain magic, use certain skills, or gives added effects to magic and skills like prolonging status ailments you inflict or increasing raw damage. And if you don't want to use your crit points for this purpose, you can just normally attack and it'll function as bonus damage for the attack and be expended that way. And the game uses various weapon types that each use crits in their own unique ways too, like axes having a higher crit damage multiplier or spears being able to stack 2 crit points at once. It's not a complex system by any means, but a lot of thought went into making it strategic, and having to constantly manage and decide the best way to use your crits kept my attention in every battle instead of mindlessly pressing the attack button against everything. Enemies being able to gain crits as well as another layer of strategy, since you're going to want to either focus on that enemy ASAP before they can use it, or make sure your party members have enough HP to take a hit. I haven't run into any impossible or super hard enemies yet in my time with the game, but I have had characters get knocked out a couple times in battle. Now, the crit system makes battles very hands-on and engaging, but there's another really cool system I play outside of battles, and that is actually the way video game Fables handles experience points. Now, while you still gain EXP in battles that go towards leveling up, it's not done in the traditional way. You see, you have a pool of EXP that continuously goes up over the course of the game, and you take EXP from this pool to not only level up and down, but also equip armor and weapons and open up skill slots. So let's say, for example, I use all my EXP to have my party at level 10 with the best equipment possible and a couple skills available on everyone. I can do that, Or I can remove 2 accessories from Aru and take off a couple skills Nate doesn't need to have enough EXP to boost my party to level 12. Or we can make your party level even lower and load everyone up on skills and magic. The way you want to play is left up to you, and it just personalizes the experience that much more. Overall exploration is pretty basic but fun, and you'll often find fast travel points spread throughout the world that make it a breeze getting around. Dungeon exploration though sometimes takes things up another notch, as you'll often have dangerous obstacles in your way, like fire and buzzsaws, that'll deal damage to you as you try to progress. I never found them annoying or intrusive, and they made what would have been otherwise straightforward dungeon exploration a bit more engaging. There's more to video game Fables like fishing and planting and some interesting plot revelations, but I'll leave the rest for you guys to discover on your own. The full version of video game Fables releases on July 15th this year on Steam, but you can download and play the demo yourself right now. It's not Final Fantasy 16 or Xenoblade 3, but it didn't need to be to grab my full attention and gave me one of the most fun experiences with any RPG I've had in a while. If you want more JRPG content, check out my review of Triangle Strategy here, as I explain why it's one of the best strategy RPGs ever made. And be sure to subscribe for more great videos coming in the future. Thanks guys, I'll see you next time.